Air and water. Inside the chapter, importance of atmosphere, layers of atmosphere, the ozone hole, composition of air, properties of air, methods to remove insoluble impurities from water, methods to remove soluble impurities from water. Living beings need air and water to live. There are various activities for which we require air and water. Air is a mixture of many gases. The earth is surrounded by a thick layer of air called atmosphere. Atmosphere covers the earth from all sides like a blanket, protecting it from intense heat of the sun. Air makes our life possible on the earth. The atmosphere expands to about 1,600 kilometers above the earth. Importance of atmosphere. It burns the meteorite before they reach the earth's surface. It protects the earth from the harmful rays of the sun. It maintains the temperature of the earth. It provides oxygen for breathing to animals and human beings. Layers of atmosphere. The atmosphere is divided into different layers. Tropospheres. It is the lowest layer of atmosphere. It starts from 0 kilometer and ends at 12 kilometers above the ground level. It contains the air that we breathe. This is the layer where weather conditions occur. Stratosphere. It is the next layer that reaches about 50 kilometers high. The ozone layer is present in the layer of atmosphere. It acts as a shield for the Earth's surface as it absorbs the harmful ultraviolet rays from the sun. Mesosphere. This is the coldest region of the atmosphere. It extends to about 80 kilometers. It is above the stratosphere. Thermosphere. It lies 900 kilometers above the earth. The temperature in this layer is very high and reaches up to 2500 degrees Celsius. Ionosphere. It is the lowest part of thermosphere. Radio waves are reflected back to the earth from this layer. It helps in radio communication. Exosphere. It is the uppermost part of the thermosphere. It is the area where satellites orbit the earth. Air is very thin here. The ozone hole. The ozone layer resides in the stratosphere and surrounds the entire earth. It protects us from harmful ultraviolet rays coming from the sun. In the past 60 years or so, human activity has contributed to the depletion of ozone layer. It has resulted in a hole in the ozone layer, which is the greatest threat of our life. The gas called chlorofluorocarbon is the main factor responsible for the depletion of ozone layer. This gas is used in refrigerators and air conditioners. Human exposure to ultraviolet rays increases the risk of skin cancer, cataracts, and suppresses immune system. It can also damage terrestrial plant life and aquatic system. Composition of air. Air is a mixture of many gases. Air contains 78% nitrogen, 21% oxygen, 0.9% argon, and 0.03% carbon dioxide, along with very small percentages of water vapor and other gases. It also contains suspended dust, spores, and bacteria. Oxygen is the most important part of air as we need it for breathing. Nitrogen is needed to make proteins. Animals eat plants and animals that contain proteins in them and get nitrogen to make proteins for them. Carbon dioxide is used by plants to make food and give out oxygen that we take in. The amount of water vapor present in the air is called humidity. Insight. Absence of air or any other matter at a particular place is known as vacuum. Properties of air. Air has weight. Air occupies space. Air exerts pressure. Air exerts pressure like all those things which have weight. Air exerts equal pressure in all directions. Air pressure is measured by using an instrument called barometer. Inside, the pressure exerted by air upon the earth is known as atmospheric pressure. Water. Water is an important natural substance. Over 70% of the earth's surface is covered with water in the form of rivers, lakes, ponds, oceans, and seas. The part which contains water is called hydrosphere. Methods to remove insoluble impurities from water. Sometimes insoluble impurities present in water like stones, salt, etc. are present in water. These impurities can be removed by the following methods. Sedimentation. The process of removing insoluble impurities from water by letting the impurities settle at the base is called sedimentation. Inside, water is a universal solvent because many substances can be dissolved in it. Decantation. The process of pouring and sedimented water into the clean beaker without disturbing the sediment is called decantation. Filtration. The process of removing insoluble impurities from water by using a filter paper is called filtration. Methods to remove soluble impurities from water. Substances like sugar, salt, etc. get easily dissolved in water. These are called soluble impurities. The soluble impurities can be removed by the following methods. Evaporation. The solution containing the impurity such as salt or sugar is heated. After some time, water changes into water vapor and the impurities are left behind. The method of evaporation of water in sunlight is used by people living in coastal areas to obtain salt from seawater. Distillation. In this process, the impure sample of water is heated. Heating evaporates the water. Impurities are left behind in the flask. The vapors of water rise into the condenser where they are cooled and condensed. After this, the water collected in the conical flask is called distilled water. New words. Condense. Change into liquid form from gas form. Distilled water is the purest form of water, but it cannot be used for drinking. Distilled water is used in car batteries, for preparation of medicines, and in scientific experiments. Chlorination. Another method of purifying water is by adding very small quantity of chlorine gas. These days, chlorine tablets are also available. These tablets in water kill the germs and make the water pure for drinking. This process of purification of water is called chlorination. Review. Atmosphere is the layer of air around the earth. There are 4 layers of atmosphere, namely troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, and thermosphere. Air contains 78% nitrogen, 21% oxygen, 0.9% argon, 0.03% carbon dioxide, and other gases, etc. Air has weight, occupies space, and it exerts pressure. Water is also an important natural resource. About 70% of water on earth is in the form of river, lakes, etc. Insoluble impurities can be removed by decantation and filtration. Soluble impurities can be removed by evaporation, distillation, chlorination.